Welcome back, you lovely bunch. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're all doing good. Today, proper excited. I get to take out... Well, can you see that? It's kind of hidden in the bush. It's got all the Redshift suspension parts on it. So let me show you. I have the Redshift suspension stem, Redshift suspension seat post, and then I have these kitchen sink bars. They're like 47 centimetres wide. They've got ergo grips that you attach on, like these things. And it makes it like super comfortable and really nice. And well, that's what it's meant to make it. So today we're gonna go and find out if that's true. And honestly, I'm quite excited to try it out. Like, that's a lot of upgrades I've made to my bike. And I'll get in there and say it. My first concern is it's gonna be too like bobby and too saggy. And so when I stand up to pedal, it's gonna be really like soft and bouncy, and the same with the seat post. So Juliet's used these before, and I spoke to her about her setup, and she actually did speak to the guys at Redshift, and they told her for the stuff that she rides, she'd be better off proper cranking up like all the settings. So what I've done is, I've put new elastomers in my stem. So let me show you. So in the middle here, in there, you get these elastomers, and I've put in, I think it's a 90 and a 70. Basically, I'll set it up for someone that weighs like over 120 kilos. And inside the seat post, I've put like an extra spring that makes it stiffer, and then I've cranked up the preload to number 4, I think. So it is like proper stiff. Let me try and show you how. I keep on dropping my bike in this bush. So I need to press pretty hard to get them to actually start kicking in on the bars. When your weight's on there, I think it'll be a bit different, you know. I don't think I'll have to push down as hard. I'm concerned about the seat post being a bit saggy. And obviously with the setup, because it's got, well, suspension, when you sit on it, that weight actually brings it down a little bit. So I've had to set up a bit higher than normal. So that means that when you're descending and more technical stuff, you do actually have more seat like showing and more seat post. Does that make sense? Basically, it gives me an extra like 5 mil that I've got to like avoid when I'm like doing technical descents. But anyway, Nicasio, steel frame, 700C wheels, 40C tyres, with a bunch of Redshift suspension parts and new bars. So I'm going to try it out today down some of the toughest gravel trails. So let's go and see how suspension on a gravel bike feels, works, and if I love it or hate it. Any predictions? My prediction is I'm going to like the stem, the seat post. I'm concerned about the bob when I'm actually riding. Anyway, I've already said that. Anyway, let's crack on and actually find out. Wow. Do you know what? I don't think suspension on like a full suspension bike would make that more comfortable, but I think that was a lot less uncomfortable than when I ride without a suspension stem and seat post. I could definitely feel the stem. Like, I wish I had to stand up for a lot of that because it was pretty extreme, so I could only really feel the front end, but like, you can definitely feel the stem working. Feels really nice, and actually doesn't feel awful when you're like standing up. It doesn't like sag too much, but I think if I went with the standard preset like preload things, it would be far too soft. So far so good. I'm going to head to a really tough, steep, rocky climb that I usually stay seated for. It usually throws me about everywhere. It's pretty tough, to be honest. And let's see how it fares there. I didn't honestly think that would make that much difference, and genuinely, I still need to ride it more, but I mean, that is aggressive as hell. Look at it. It just feels nicer. It's not like too responsive. It feels like it's like the perfect amount. The first impressions, just on that little climb, well nice. So I've been riding for a bit. I've taken over like various terrain, and the first thing I noticed is the stem nowhere has as much sag at all as I thought it was going to have, and it's actually pretty sturdy, and it feels like it only works when I need it to work, which is really good. The seat post, I'm still not sure. Like, there's definitely a bob there, and whilst you don't notice on like nice gravel like this, it's actually really nice. But when you're on a road or something a bit like smoother, you can definitely feel that bob, and I'm not sure if I like it or not. Really like the stem. The bars, I love the bars, you know. So honestly, I'm not sure if I love the look. Let me take my glasses off. So I'm not sure if I love the look of the ergo grips here, but I love how they feel. I love like the extra padding here on the tops of the hoods. It feels really nice, you know. The wide bar, like it doesn't feel crazy wide when you're on the tops because it's like a flare. So far, loving the bars, liking the stem. Not sure about the seat post. I feel like the seat post could be really good on certain terrain, whereas the stem I'd use like all the time. That's so far. I haven't decided on that yet. Anyway, let's crack on and do some more. Mate, this climb is so tough. Looks like it's a hiker bike. Whew. Oh, I love the stem. I've just got to say it, I do, I love it. I'm going to definitely be keeping it on. Feels luxurious. And I think the seat post, I just need to make it a little bit stiffer and that will sort that out. I guess we could do that now. Like, let me show you how you do it. So with this here, right? When this goes all the way in there, that's as stiff as it can get. So basically, I've put like an extra spring in and I've cranked it right up. So it's as stiff as I can get it. It won't, like, well, it's not as stiff as I can get it. It can go a little bit stiffer. And I'm slowly like cranking it up to its maximum stiffness because honestly, I feel like that's what I prefer to be riding at with the seat post because I don't want that bob. I want it to like take a few of the bumps out, but I don't want the suspension feature to be like the primary thing. Do you know what I mean? Like I'd like it to like only kick in when it's really harsh. I love the stem. I really do. I kind of want one for my headlands now. Like that's a good thing, right? If I've only used it for like an hour and a bit and already like you can just feel it. You can feel like so much less fatigue, and that's basically what it's designed for. And I don't care about the weight penalty. I like it. But Redshift do say that the setup they say is a suggestion, and feel free to tweak it as you see fit, and it depends on what type of terrain you ride, the type of riding you do. So that's what kind of influences like how much stiffness you'd have. Basically, the more fun you're having, the stiffer you need it. There we go. Right, let's crack on. This is what gravel's about, isn't it? Well, lush. Seat post update. I'm really liking it. The suspension, like the tweaks I made to the seat post, making it a bit stiffer. It seems like it's stiff enough right now. And I'll give you a bit of a rundown in a minute. I'm just really enjoying riding at the minute. It's proper nice and it's really comfortable. It's a really nice day. And look at it, scenery. Lovely. Right, you lovely bunch. Well, honestly, I was having so much fun. I left my GoPro on record, it ran out of battery, and I didn't get to actually film my outro whilst out on the bike. Let me go through some good and bad stuff, and well, I suppose that's it really, right? So the bars, I can't really say anything bad about the bars. I like the shape of the bars. I like the ergonomic grips that you attach. Do you know what I don't like? I don't like the look of the bottom grip, but after using it, it feels really nice, guys. And it just feels really comfortable, so I'm a bit torn. The tape is really nice. The stem. The stem for me is such a nice surprise. Like, I thought it was going to be just really weak, and I thought it was going to flex a lot if I stood up to pedal or I put some efforts in. And whilst it does, it's really not that bad. And it's really nice. And I'm looking at my headlands right now thinking, I'd like a stem on the front, you know? I think I would. I think I'd like to change the stem and the bars. You know, I'd say that my headlands is like the dream build for me. So if I'm going to put this Redshift stuff on my headlands, then that means I like it. So for me, I do want a set of the bars on my headlands. And I think I want to run the stem. Okay, bars awesome. Stem, awesome, but I'm undecided. Seat post, it's good. Like, it's not awesome. The sag when you're pedaling, like, I find it a little bit annoying. I don't think it's so annoying that I wouldn't use it. I mean, when you're riding along those long, little bit bumpy, like, gravel trails, it's amazing, and it makes a huge difference. I think the seat post is something, actually, I would use in certain situations for certain rides, but I wouldn't rock it the entire time. Whereas the bars, 100% I'd rock those bars all the time. They do actually come available with a loop at the front, so you can put things on them, like, I don't know, like a rocket launcher or something. The stem, I need more testing. Seat post, definitely a bit more testing. And like I said, I've like maxed out pretty much like the weight or the amount of, what do you call the resistance? I'm on like max resistance for most of the stuff. And I've done a good few hours on the bike today. And do you know what? Like, I don't feel like I've been rattled apart. It just feels quite nice. Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised that it didn't feel awful, because I genuinely thought, especially the seat post, it was just going to be unbearable. But actually, definitely not unbearable. Quite the contrary. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys found this informative, interesting. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.